Now, speaking of drama, let's get into this Marilyn Manson situation. So we have an update, and funny enough, I was on my social media yesterday. I was like, I fell down a Marilyn Manson rabbit hole because I do like his new song. He released 2 new songs. He's currently on tour. I see he didn't do a New York stop, which I'm kind of bummed about. But he's going to be going on tour in the U.S. until the end of September, and I think he's got at least 10 European tour dates. I don't think he'll be canceling like Chapel Roan, but like what she recently did. But for the most part, I've said I went down this uh, Marilyn Manson rabbit hole, and I like his new song, Raise the Red Flag. I can't remember what the other song is, what the name of the other song is, but the Raise the Red Flag song, I'm like, I'm here for it. I'm loving like that whole rock industrial sound, and I love the fact, and maybe this is calculated, I don't know, he hired a female guitar player to be a part of the situation. And so he is going through it with his situation. Speaking of situations, he's going through it with his ex, Evan Rachel Wood, where they said he launched an appeal seeking to revive his defamation lawsuit against ex-fiance Evan Rachel Wood, arguing a lower judge who dismissed such much of the case ignored key evidence. And so one of what I was getting at was that somebody had actually, when I posted, I went down this Marilyn Manson rabbit hole. Of course, somebody had to pull up the assault case and how they believed him. And I'm like, that's, kudos to you. If you believe, you believe. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. And I guess because of Marilyn's reputation and how he comes across in a lot of situations, that maybe there was some grooming and maybe there was some abuse or whatever the case was going on in the relationship. I don't want to sit and blame drugs on the situation, but yes, I have noticed that Marilyn Manson is sober. He has lost a lot of weight. He has, and he sounds good vocally. It seems like the old Manson is back. But if there were some things that went on in the past that he had did or whatever, then yes, you should pay the price for it. And I'm conflicted because it's like, I'm a fan of Marilyn Manson's music. And yeah, in the past, when Twiggy got caught out, that as in Ramirez got, was a part of the band at one point, was called out on some abuse allegations and stuff, Manson did immediately fire him from the band. And I think they I did see a picture a couple of years ago of them to have been cordial and stuff with each other. But it's just like, yeah, I hope that this situation isn't true. But anyway, let's get to the story. So in March of 2022, Manson sued Wood over the malicious falsehood of the abuse allegations she made against him and alleged the actress derailed his successful music, TV, and film career by accusing him of allegedly encouraging others to do the same. Because there was a point where after those allegations came out, he was supposed to appear in, I think that he was dropped from his label. He has signed to a new label. He's independent now, which I guess is smart because we all signing these majors. These major label deals are crap. I believe he was supposed to appear in an episode of Creepshow, which is on Shudder, but because of the stuff that had happened in regards to these allegations, they immediately dropped him from the episode that he was. I think he already filmed stuff, and they removed that episode. And then I believe he was supposed to appear in another film or something or another, but they wound up cutting him out of some other things that he was supposed to be doing. So they also said that Wood, who's 36, who dated Manson, 55, between 2006 to 2011, accused the musician of SA and misconduct in 2021. Manson has denied all the allegations. In a new legal document obtained by TMZ, Manson has argued his lawsuit against the actress should never have been thrown out and claims he has proof she and on-off romantic partner Ilma Gore forged an FBI letter that accused the rocker of being under the investigation of SA women, including the allegedly forged letter in his filing. Manson claims Wood only filed a declaration that she herself did not forge the letter and did not deny that it was a forgery. He also claims Wood spread falsehoods about him, solicited information from his ex-employees, manufactured fictitious emails, and swatted him at his home to spread her claims. Manson also claimed the lower court judge in the case did not take into consideration that one of his accusers recanted her allegations of abuse and claimed she felt pressured by Wood into lying about Manson. DailyMail.com has contacted reps for Evan and Manson for comment. Now, Manson's original lawsuit accused Wood and Gore, real name Ashley Gore, of impersonating an FBI agent to distribute a forged letter to create the false appearance that Manson's alleged victims and their families were in danger. The performer also claims Wood and Gore created a fake email address to make it look as if Manson sent her illicit pornography, and that the pair orchestrated a swatting incident at his LA home last month. Now, here's the thing, what I want to say on that before I move on. Now, if you create a fake email addresses and stuff, can't you kind of trace the IP address and then, or get cyber crimes in on the situation and have them do a, situation where they could check and see where the IP address leads and then find out if you created this whole situation? And if she's out here forging things and pretending to be FBI, because you're an actress, you was on Westworld. I did love Westworld, even though they did, and I'm still mad that they canceled the show. But if you was out here faking and doing all this other stuff just to set him up, and he could bring all this evidence forth, wouldn't she go to jail for impersonating an FBI agent? Or that the whole fake email thing? I would say get cyber crimes in on it. The complaint also stated that Wood, who has accused Manson of abuse and SA, and Gore provided checklists and scripts listing specific acts of abuse for prospective accusers to claim against Manson, including that he filmed the SA of a minor. Now, if all this went down, wouldn't they be able to go in a similar situation like they did with Austin Wolf? They would be proof of all of this. Excuse me. Wood had previously said Manson brainwashed and manipulated into submission, and that he started grooming her when she was a teenager and horrifically abused her for years. She also claimed the musician coerced her into a commercial act under false pretenses and essentially R-ed her on camera. Now, I don't want to pull this other picture up because here is the girlfriend that he was referring to that was also in on the whole impersonation of an officer. That's Miss Ilya Gore. Shout out to Manson because I love his artwork too. Like, I like all that weird abstract art. They also said that Manson's suit claimed Wood, with the help of Gore, fabricated her allegations against Manson in an effort to provide more manufactured content for Phoenix Rising, which both women worked on. Gore and Wood are accused of recruiting, coordinating, and pressuring women into making false accusations against Manson. Now, in addition to alleging the women provided Manson's accusers with script responses and a checklist of 21 fabricated acts of abuse, the complaint also states that Gore solicited prospective accusers by phone, text message, email, and or social media with the following message. Manson accused the pair of distributing fictitious letters attributed to a real-life federal agent and included a forged signature and fake phone number for that agent, warning his accusers of being endangered. The complaint states the FBI agent listed on the letter confirmed she did not author or approve the note and claimed she had no knowledge of its existence. Manson's counsel claims a text exchange between Gore and Wood using the nickname Alabama confirms they penned the letter together. It also alleged Wood submitted the forged letter in a California custody proceeding as supposed evidence for why she should be able to move her son, Jack Matfin Bell, to Tennessee. Wood has testified that Manson threatened that he would F Bell, which he did not. Child, you talking about that you was going to have sexual relationships with the kid? And they said Manson first learned of the alleged accounts and emails in November of 2021. The complaint also accused Gore of hacking into Manson's computer, phone, and email account, obtaining his passwords and social security number. Let me put it back on this one. And they said the artist is accused of using info she obtained as part of her alleged hacking scheme to orchestrate and promulgate false accusations against Warner. That would be Brian Warner, for those of you who don't know Manson's government name. Manson also claims that Gore orchestrated a swatting incident against him on February 3rd, 2021 by sending police to look for him under false pretenses. This was shortly after Wood came forward with her abuse allegations. Now, on that date, Los Angeles police were notified by the FBI that Gore, identifying as a friend of Manson, had expressed concern for the musician's safety after she had reportedly been unable to reach him. Police responded to the alleged emergency, and when Manson did not answer the door, additional officers were called to the scene. The suit argues, noting that LAPD helicopters circled his home and shone a spotlight into his windows. Officers reportedly returned to the property multiple times before entering the residence and determining there was no evidence of any trouble. Now, Gore's report was false. Manson was at home with his wife and a guest and not in any danger. Gore knew her knew her report was false. She and Warner have never even met. She has never been Warner's friend and had no basis to believe Warner posed any risk of danger to himself. This is according to the complaint. Additionally, the rock star has accused Gore of slander. So they said Wood in 2018 appeared in front of Congress in support of the nationwide implementation of the SA Survivors Bill of Rights Acts, delivering testimony about past SA she had suffered without naming Manson at the time, blah, 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 so on and so forth. So it goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. A lot of stuff. And, there are several women who have, I should point out, there are several women who have sued him in recent years with allegations of SA and other abuses. Most have been dismissed or settled, including a suit filed by Game of Thrones actor Esme Bianco. So this is a mess. Like I said, I love Marilyn Manson, so I'm conflicted. And now some of the things have been, I do wonder in regards to the whole situation of where they said that things were settled. What does that mean? Because you know what? Michael Jackson also settled suits. And a lot of times people settle doesn't necessarily mean they're guilty. It's just the fact that they tied and they're being caught up in litigation and they just want it to go away. So if he got the evidence, like I say many a times when it comes to situations on this show, if you have the evidence, make sure the evidence is there that you can present in front of a judge with your attorneys and all the other stuff to see if there's some validity there. And so that way he could be vindicated. But like I said, I understand it's really hard. Like when you're a fan of someone's music and their artistry and their creativity and stuff. Like I am a Manson fan. I've seen him quite a few times in concert. So I really hope that these things aren't true and that, when it comes to people say, oh, because of his reputation and how he comes across, especially, how he presents himself as an artist and through his music and some of the lyrical content and all the other stuff, it's easy to believe these sort of situations. So as many a times as I've said with many other people that we've had from R. Kelly on down to Harvey Weinstein and some of the others, you have the evidence and you present it in front of, and even Nick, and we'll even add Nick Carter. I almost said Nick Cannon, Nick Carter in the situation, which I heard stories about that could possibly be true about Nick Carter. But those allegations, especially what he did to that singer from the group Dream, and bring the stuff to court. And if you have all the evidence and all the paperwork and all your I's dotted and your T's crossed, then we'll take it from there. But for now, innocent until proven guilty. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story? I will be keeping abreast of the story as it develops. I pretty much think I hit all my cylinders with my overall thoughts. But let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.